Hello everyone, I'm Santiago and today I'm gonna be reviewing the AMD Radeon RX 470 RS from XFX. As you can see, here's the box, and here are some features you might be interested in. It has the detachable fans and a 0 decibel technology there, so the fans can be just removed from the card, and the 0 decibel thing is that unless you're playing or, I don't know, the temperatures of the card are very high, the fans will be just turned off, they're not spinning, so that means no noise at all. So perfect. It's a 4 GB version, and let's get to see what's in the box, shall we? First, we have the driver disc. Just toss this away and download the latest drivers from the AMD website. Then we also have the quick installation guide, as you can see here, with the warranty card behind it. Perfect. And finally here we have the 6-pin to 2 molex to 6-pin adapter if your power supply doesn't allow just 6-pin. And finally here's the card itself, as you can see. And the fans are the fans are detachable. If you just pull this to hear the click and do this, the fan is away. It's very easy to put back into the card, and that's it. The fan is back in. So if your fan has a problem or something like that, you don't have to AverMedia your whole card, just the fans. Then we also have a backplate, which I was very surprised to see. I wasn't expecting a backplate, so you cringe. And well, here are the display outs. We have 3 display ports 1.4, 1 HDMI 2.0B, and 1 DVI-D, as you can see here. So if you want to use an adapter, make sure that converts the signal. If you're using an adapter, for DVI to VGA, you need one that converts the signal from digital to analog. So not all adapters do that. Please check that, because if not, that won't work. What else? Well, here's the 6-pin connector. So you need a 6-pin, copper heat pipes here. As you can see, it has a huge heatsink in there, which is awesome. So for the specs, we have 1256 MHz core clock, 2048 stream processors, a 256-bit bus, 4 GB of GDDR5 memory, and 7000 MHz of effective memory clock. So fantastic. If you want to know the rest of the specs, just pause the video right now. I'm showing the specs on screen and you can read all that. And then for measurements, we have 24 centimeters from this end to this one. Then we have 12.1 wide, so 24 centimeters long, 12.1 centimeters wide, and 4 centimeters tall, if you wanted to know that. And this is a dual slot card, and the benchmarks will be comparing this card with the GTX 1050 Ti SC from EVGA. Keep in mind, this card was $179.99 US, and this one was $149.99 US, so keep that in mind. This is not factory overclock, but this is a very low factory overclock, as it usually is, so keep that in mind. And well, for the recording, I'm going to be playing on the i7-4790 PC, and I'm going to be recording using this capture card, using a different PC for that matter. So the i7-4790 PC with the cards will be just playing the games, and the other PC will take care of the recording with this capture card. So there won't be an FPS hit. This is exactly how they run. So yeah, let's start with the benchmarks, shall we? Okay guys, so those were the results. As you could see, the RX 470 won all the benchmarks against the 1050 Ti from EVGA. This is not overclocked, keep that in mind. But interesting results. I wasn't expecting that good of a performance from the RX 470, actually, from the price difference, only $30 more, and I got, well, much better performance. So if you have a very small price difference between them, I suggest you pick this one up. It all depends on where you live, of course. On some countries this one is more expensive, on some others is the other way around. I don't know, check on your region and see what the prices are, but if the price difference is very small, just get this one. Pretty obvious decision to me, a no-brainer. Some people didn't know that this one was better, so that's kind of a good thing to see now. Some games run better on AMD, some others on Nvidia, so keep that in mind. For example, Hitman and Deus Ex and Doom on Vulkan run better on AMD, but some other games run better on Nvidia, so keep that in mind. That's why I chose a wide variety. That's why I chose many different games to test. There'll be more tests comparing these two cards coming, so expect an i3 6100 test with this card coming tomorrow or 2 days from now. Since I will do like with a 1060, how it performs with an i3 6100. But keep in mind this uses more power. This one, just you plug it into your PC, your PCI Express slot for your motherboard, and it runs. But this one needs a little more power since it has a 6-pin connector. So keep that in mind. And it runs a little harder, but that was to be expected since this card is very silent. The top temperatures were 72 degrees Celsius, but the fan was at 52%, and I didn't hear it at all. One thing I did hear that it was kind of annoying was coil whine, so keep that in mind. There is some coil whine involved here. When a game is just running, I hear the bzzz. Those are not the fans, that is coil whine, so keep that in mind. By just closing the side panel of the case, I didn't hear it anymore, so keep that in mind. If you are just away from your case and don't notice coil whine that much, this card won't be bad at all. And this one was completely silent, so keep that in mind. But yeah guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and see you next time.